In today's live streaming video, I'm going to discuss List Perfectly cross-listing program with my guest. We're also going to discuss his reselling business. He'll share his tips and strategies to help make us more successful and profitable resellers. Every Wednesday, I have a live stream, and I usually interview another reseller, and I have them share their tips, tricks, and techniques to make us more knowledgeable and profitable resellers. So if you're a reseller or you're interested in becoming a reseller, then you're in the right place. I'm just going to pop in the chat and say hello to a few people. It takes a few minutes for the chat to fill in. I want to thank Elisa for being here. Michelle, thank you so much, Michelle. I appreciate you being here and moderating. I think Randy may be a little bit late. So, Michelle, if you can just do me a favor and watch the chat. So if we have any issues, you can take care of that for me. I would appreciate it. So I'm sure Randy will be coming in very shortly. So anyway, let me introduce my guest. We'll add him to the stream. And like I said, we're going to talk about List Perfectly and selling athletic shoes and some other things. And very interesting guest. I'm very happy to have him. So my guest today is Ed, the reselling rider. You can hear he has, was it cockatiels you told me?
Cockatiels, yes.
Cockatiels, yes. So if you hear the birds, don't be concerned. Everything's okay. All right, Ed, why don't you introduce yourself to people that don't know you?
Sure. Hey, everyone. My name is Ed. I go by Ed, the reselling writer, right here on YouTube. I am a part-time reseller located in Southern California. I sell mostly athletic shoes, but I do dabble in other ones such as golfing shoes, clothing as well, and hard goods. My girlfriend helps me out with plushes. She's a lot more knowledgeable in that area than I am. So she has an eye for that, and I let her handle that part. She helps me with the kids, so she lets me do this part-time, but I treat it more like a full-time job or level, say you. But yeah, I source primarily at the flea market. That is my favorite place to source. But of course, I do go to thrift stores and sometimes Goodwill, but not all the time. Flea market sourcing is my favorite by far. But yeah.
Okay, you're also in Southern California, correct?
Yes, Southern California.
Okay, so you have year-round flea markets, unlike us in the East Coast or Northeast, where we have like several months.
Yeah, we have a year-round flea markets. We have a year-round garage sales as well, but that is not my favorite kind to source.
Okay, we'll get into that a little bit later, but I know you guys typically call them swap meets instead of flea markets, right? Is a flea market an East Coast thing, and swap meet is a West Coast thing?
Yeah, if I were to name all my sourcing videos swap meet videos, I probably would not get that many hits.
you would get the right kind of people you want to have on for your channel.
Exactly.
Okay, guys, we try to keep it G-rated here, so we're going to avoid that category. All right, I appreciate it. Hey, Joe, it's good to see you, my friend. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so we're going to talk a little about, again, we're going to get in, let the chat fill in a little bit, and we definitely want to talk. I call it the meat and potatoes, or the crux of the video is going to be the List Perfectly software. We're also going to talk about Ed's reselling athletic shoes, and like he told me, he sells the bread and butter brands. He doesn't really get involved in the real high-end brands, but we'll delve in that a little bit. But like I said, I want the chat to fill in a little bit, and then we'll really get into the List Perfectly. So, guys, and we always talk about, I always have these old sayings because I'm old, but I always say things like time is money and the value of your time. And we'll get into that, why Ed feels it's very important to have these time-saving tools, he calls them, to help his reselling business. And again, he has a full-time job, and he's basically reselling full-time too. So he's kind of working 2 full-time jobs, plus he has children, has to take care of a house, a significant other, et cetera, et cetera. So he's got a lot on his plate. So anyway, so we'll get into the like I said, like it's called the meat and potatoes. Unfortunately, I said that when Rachel Strickland was on. I was telling Ed earlier, and she's vegan. So I should have said, oh, I watched my video. I said meat and potatoes like 5 times, and Rachel's a vegan. But anyway, so it is what it is. So, you learn from your mistakes.
Exactly.
All right, Ed. So let's get in a little bit into the topic here. Like I said, you have a full-time job, and I asked you, do you think you'll ever get into reselling full-time? Is that something that you might see in the future, or you don't know at this point?
So I actually have a plan in place that I want to do to make reselling full-time. It's definitely possible, but as being here in Southern California, it kind of is hard to be full-time. I know there's a lot of resellers out there that tell you that, yeah, you could do it. You could definitely do it where you're at. But with me, it is a lot of competition here in SoCal, especially
Okay.
where I source. Oh, what happened there?
We glitched a little bit. I'm hardwired. I don't know why we glitched. So okay, it's okay.
Okay, everything's fine though, right?
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
hardwired.
okay.
We're good. I don't know if you had a little blip or not, but like I said, I'm hardwired, so we should be good.
Okay. So but yeah, so the goal is to be full time, and my plan does involve, you know, being either monetized on YouTube, no matter how small, but of course trying to get connections or build my connections with the sources that I have, where I can get inventory daily and sell as much as possible. Now it's going to be hard because it's just hard for me. It's like I said, full-time job. I go from 4 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon, and then I do reselling. But then of course I have my family, so I do have to go back and forth in time. But the goal is to, of course, be full-time one day, just not any time in the foreseeable future, unfortunately.
Right. And the cost of living is very expensive, obviously, to live in California.
Exactly.
Right. So obviously there's a lot of competition. So I'm just going to touch on this. You know, sometimes I tell you guys, I keep a little outline so I don't get too out of sorts here. But I'm curious why you prefer to source at the flea market. I know you do, but why do you prefer? Why not yard sales and garage sales? Well, why is it flea markets your favorite place to source?
So for garage sales, they are too scattered around in my area. So you could have one here, but then you'll have another one maybe 10 miles away. And sometimes they don't have anything good because the other resellers who are nearby, they probably already took all the good stuff. And also, I actually have no other way to see where the yard sales are at unless I look at Facebook. But there's just too many posts going around in there to see exactly where it might be. So, you know, when you go to the flea market, you know exactly where your source is and where you want to go because I got to go there. I know what time to be there. I know what they're going to have, if anything. And they already recognize me. So sometimes they might make me a deal. When you go to a garage sale, yeah, they'll make you a deal. But maybe it might be just for that 1 or 2 item thing that you might find there. Over there, I could find maybe 20 pairs of shoes and maybe they'll give me a discount like $10, $20. And for me, that's fine because my average cost here in California per shoe is $10. I know for a lot of people that's a lot, but for me, that's actually great. And also, another example is I went to Savers on Monday. I don't know if you're familiar with Savers.
A little bit. I know we don't have them in this area, but I'm familiar with Savers.
Yeah, so we went to Savers, but it wasn't for sourcing. It was actually for personal reasons.
Okay.
But of course, you know, thrift store. I'm a reseller. I have to go check out my niche.
Oh, absolutely.
So I went, and everything was just so overpriced. A pair of Asics that I would normally find in that thrift store, maybe $5 to $8 on average. They raised the price all the way up to $20.
Oh.
So the only time I go there now is during their 30% off sale. And I don't know if it's because I went after all the full timers already went there, you know, cleaned out the shelves and they haven't restocked it, or maybe I just got them on a bad day. I don't know, but I saw the shoes that I'm very familiar with.
Yeah, right.
They skyrocketed in price. I was like, this is crazy. Flea market is the same price as, and I'm hoping it stays the same price. Vendors already know me and they help me out as much as they can.
Well, you're again, and I know you've watched a lot of channels, reselling channels like I did, and that's, you know, I always tell my viewers that's why I do this, to try to give back, because I've learned a lot from other resellers, and you know we talked about Casey the Rockstar Flipper and some of the other resellers, but and I always talk about it, and if you watch my channel on a regular basis, you'll find I keep bringing these same topics up over and over again, and one of the things is to network. I mean, it's just not networking with other resellers, which you want to do, obviously. But like I said, if you're going to the same flea market or swap meet every week, or you know twice a week, whatever, you build relationships with these vendors, and you can go in and you can bundle things, and you say, okay, I'm going to buy. You know, what kind of deal can you give me if I buy these 15 pairs? And then you say, and then he might say, like, what do you? You always want them. And I watch Pete Craigslist Hunter. So you always want the other person to say the first price, right? So you want to not try to say that, but if they don't, you have a number in mind, and obviously it's a little bit lower than what you want, and so you can negotiate up a little bit. But again, guys, and I talk about going to thrift stores or whatnot. You always got to kind of network and make relationships. I told you guys when I had Rachel on, we had a great conversation with Rachel Strickland, and she said there was one of the thrift stores that she frequents, and she's in the middle of the country. I don't know how she finds all these high-end items, but basically they contacted her. They had her contact information. They said, we have like 3 Gaylords, those big tall boxes like you would see like in, liquidation sales and things. And they said, they're all $1 a piece. We want you to come here first and get pick whatever you want. And then we're going to put them out. We want you to sort through them first. So again, guys, that's why I bring up these things about networking and value of your time. And because there's a reason, because if you use these things, and it's going to help your business. So anyway, exactly. So okay, I kind of understand you. Like, yeah, I used to love the Yard Sale Treasure Map, the app, and then they didn't have access to Craigslist, and then it was a nightmare. But
also for flea markets, I don't know if it's the same for everybody or how it is in your area when they're available. But for me, I actually don't even bother to negotiate because some people find offense to that, and they might not even help you out. And the one that I go to, I already know what the price is, and I just agree to the price because if I don't, how can I better explain this? Actually, it's faster in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I don't mind paying the $10 because I know what I can get out of it,
right?
And if I can just keep going back and back and back, that'll be fine. So, like for example, their boots, they have it for $15 each, so it's $5 more. But sometimes they see me get so many, I was like, I just give it to them for 10. That's a win for me.
Well, yeah, that's a great tip too, and I should put my pro tip banner thing up here. There we go. Yeah. So when you first meet somebody, don't go in. I don't know if the term is probably bad analogy to say, don't go expecting the world. Try to build a relationship with the person first before you ask for a discount. I mean, yard sales and garage sales are definitely, you'll never see those people again.
Yeah, exactly.
But I said, when you're trying to build a relationship with a vendor or somebody selling at a flea market, you don't go right in that they're selling something for $10. Say, oh, well, I'll take these 10 pair. I'll give you $50. The guy will be like, no, I'll sell $10 a piece. Everybody else, go to another booth. So you got to weigh the pros and cons, but again, you want to build up relationships, and you start small talk with a person. Maybe he has children too, or maybe he's working a full-time job and he's selling at the flea market as additional income. So you kind of bond that way. Try to find like common ground.
Yeah, exactly. Don't expect, say, even after 3-4 months of you going over and spending so much money, don't expect them to still be warmed up to you. I say give it. I mean, for me personally, I'll probably wait a year just to be safe. At least they'll recognize you by then. I was like, oh, he spent so much money with me already, and I know he's gonna keep coming back. Maybe I'll get him just a little bit more of a discount, which even $1 or $2 off is still something.
Hey, every little bit helps. I mean,
exactly.
That's why I said that they build relationships with the thrift store employees and their managers too. I mean, I hear stories all the time how these other resellers build relationships with managers, like I mentioned, Rachel and guys that follow Casey's group. There's other resellers in there that Jamie Pace, and he's the same way. He builds relationships, and he goes in. He's actually hired thrift store managers' children to help him with his reselling business. So they're kind of thankful for that. It's kind of a conflict of interest in my mind, but hey, you got to do what you got to do, So it's
exactly.
So they'll call Jamie and say. And I forget exactly what Jamie typically sells. He sells a little bit of everything, but he'll go in and they'll say, "Hey, Jamie, we got a bunch of stuff in the back for you. Look through it before we put it out." Again, that's a huge advantage, guys.
Exactly. And if I'm able to find a source like that, I'm pretty sure I can probably go full time, maybe a little bit more faster than I'm expecting.
Right. Yeah, so that's interesting. Now you said that, and again, like I said, I find the same thing too. And the other thing too is, and I guess you probably practice this too. It's kind of like with yard sales and garage sales. I always see no early birds. Well, the early bird gets the worm. If you show up 10 minutes before, there's already been 6 people that have gone through that sale 20 minutes prior to you.
And that's actually that's a perfect example too, because this past weekend was the first time I came back to work after I got sick, unfortunately. And I was going to the flea market on Saturdays because that's actually when they have some of their good stuff left. I have to work Saturdays, my regular job.
Okay.
So what I ended up doing is I took my lunch break for that hour time, and I went early to the flea market, and I was able to get some decent stuff, but I was not able to get good stuff because that they just didn't have enough athletic shoes because they get different things every time, and this time it was not shoes. But I was one of the first people there, but there was somebody else who was there before me, and I saw that he got a lot of the good ones. I was like, I was
Doesn't that kill you when you're just pulling up? It's like, oh my God, the guy got all the good stuff. I show up. I'm trying to follow the rules. I show up 10 minutes prior, and this guy got there 25 minutes prior, and he's getting all the good stuff. So.
Exactly. And then every time I see somebody with a every time I see somebody with an IKEA bag filled with boots or shoes, like, okay, I already
reseller.
So that they probably got all the good stuff already.
Yeah, so what I do is I pull up and I get there, early, like 20 minutes early, whatever, and I park in my car and I watch them setting up. And if I see somebody coming up, I don't move too fast anymore, but I get out of my car in a hurry when I see somebody coming up early. It's like, okay, I said, you mind if I look around a little bit?
Exactly. And even if you're at the parking lot of the thrift store, the flea market, or wherever, so you get off the car, you start power walking. You don't walk normally, you just power walk.
Yeah, power walk, exactly. Yep. It's actually on the elliptical today. That wasn't a lot of fun, but I'm trying to upgrade my exercise routine a little bit. So I was on the elliptical today at the gym.
Nice.
Okay, let's get into our topic here. Okay, so you currently sell on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari. You said you do a little bit on Facebook Marketplace. It's not your favorite reselling platform. Can you tell us kind of a little bit about why you sell on those various platforms? And then, guys, I just want to interrupt you for 1 second, guys, and we're going to get into the list perfectly very quickly. I just wanted the chat to fill in. It looks like it's filling right now. So why don't you discuss your reselling business and why you sell on those platforms?
Sure. So, of course, as I would say, maybe 80-90% of new resellers, they always start on eBay. So that's how I started. I started on eBay, but before I started, I actually took 3 weeks to research on YouTube anything I could about reselling, because before reselling, I knew nothing about brands. I knew nothing about the reselling world. I knew nothing about eBay. I knew nothing about anything. So I took 3 weeks to research everything on YouTube. I started off with, of course, the bigger ones that would always show up first, which is Rally Roots. At the time, it was a lot of Josh, Harry Tornado when he wasn't as big as he is now. And I think those were the main ones. I can't remember if I saw anybody else. So after my research, I started on eBay. And then slowly, I think I was only on eBay for about 9 months, I believe, give or take. And then randomly, Casey's channel popped up one time on YouTube. And that's when they were talking about List Perfectly.
Right.
So, and then that's when I was like, okay, I'll check into List Perfectly. At the time, I had already had a Poshmark and Mercari account, but I wasn't doing anything with it. So when I signed up for List Perfectly, that's when I decided to cross-post. Poshmark was dead last at the time because, the whole sharing thing, it was not good for me. Mercari was doing good for me. So that's, at the time, I was focusing more on eBay and Mercari. And then, of course, Facebook Marketplace came up, and then I started doing that. So eBay, of course, is the biggest platform, so I will sell there. Poshmark is awesome for athletic shoes, and I'm going to keep going there. I'm trying to actually scale that more. Mercari, it's iffy how it is right now. And then Facebook Marketplace, I've already been scammed there once, and it is extremely hard to even get in contact with Facebook support. I'm still going there. Like they say, if you can survive the loss that you might expect from it, you can dabble on Facebook Marketplace because it still is good, but expect to lose what you might be selling.
Okay, well, just touch on for 2 minutes, and I want to hop in the List Perfectly.
Sure.
How are you scammed? I'm just curious because we all like to share our stories, So.
Of course. So on Facebook Marketplace, I sold a pair of Crocs. It was $20. I think at the time Facebook was doing a promotion for the buyers doing free shipping. So for me on my end, it showed $30, but on the buyers, and I think it was $20 free shipping.
Right.
They got the item, and it was right here locally. It was in I think it was in the Valley of California.
Okay.
A week later, after delivery, they messaged me saying that I sent them 2 different sizes. But as you know, on Crocs, the sizes are on the bottom. It says it in big numbers. And I was like, no, in the pictures, it shows that.
Right.
So they ended up doing the purchase protection claim on Facebook. I didn't get no notification of appeal. I got no notification at all. I just get on my my claim, my sales report that $18.94 was refunded, which is basically what I got. So I tried to do another appeal afterwards, and I should have done email, but they give you 2 choices: email and chat, which is immediately. So I chose chat.
Right. Okay.
I explained the situation, and then all they tell me is like, "Oh, I'm sorry, this is the wrong department. You would have to email whatever it is." The problem is once you click support for any of them, whether it's chat or email, you can no longer contact support for that item again. I've been trying for the past 2 months and nothing.
That's ridiculous.
So yeah, so at the
That's a
end,
good tip.
it's
That's
like,
a good tip. I wasn't aware of that.
yeah, so I'm still selling on Facebook. Thankfully, it was just a $20 item loss. But if I were to lose a $100-$200 item, which I'm not planning to, it's sadly that's just what has to happen. Facebook is great because it's only 5% fee, but the problem is customer support is non-existent.
How about that?
Scammers are getting smarter on there, and yeah, and also people can review you even if they don't order from you, so you could get low ratings for something you didn't even do.
Daddy's enjoy the birds.
Yeah,
we try to provide entertainment, Danny, man. I don't know. I tell you guys, I spend a lot of time trying to make these shows as rewarding, as informational as possible. So I always do a pre-interview, and I was talking to Ed. It's like, when I grew up, we had canaries. Said, that doesn't sound like canaries. Is that parakeet? Some years, no, it's cockatiel. Oh, okay. But yeah. So anyway. Michelle is saying email wouldn't have made a difference with Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, so I actually see that too, because
right.
So I honestly think, and correct me if anybody knows, and I'm pretty sure it might be right though. I think Facebook is not really giving any more attention to Facebook Marketplace because they're focusing more on the new thing that they're trying to do now. The reason I say that is because I am part of the Facebook group, Sellers for Marketplace. And before the Facebook employees there's actual Facebook employees there. And
okay, they kind of moderate the group.
Yeah, and they actually post things about updates or just anything. Before they would post at least once or twice a week. Now you see nothing, and posts are actually not even getting approved that often anymore. I see maybe 1 or 2 posts every other day or so, and before I would see a bunch. But now it seems like they're just giving up on Facebook Marketplace, and it's like whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, that's just again, guys. I tell you, sometimes I forget these things. But what's the new the platform that they have? And I know Mike Flipping Good is using in the chat. I guess Mike's busy doing something, so he'll probably be in later or watch.
It's the metaverse. I think that's what they're focusing a lot more now.
Oh, it's called the metaverse. Okay, but there's something else like Facebook Shop or something. But like I said, I got to have Mike come on because I'm not sure if you have to have a Social Security EIN or you have to have a doing business as. I don't know how that works. He said you have to have a business per se. So I don't know how that works.
No, so I'm still just using my personal profile, but you can set up a shop. I don't know how that works, but I think for that you do need to have a DBA or.
That's what I'm talking about. He says he does very well with the shop as opposed to the regular marketplace.
Yeah, so I think that's what it is.
You may have to have a DBA, but I don't think that's a big deal to get a DBA. I guess it depends on what state or what county you're in. So,
yeah, but I mean, I don't know how it is with shops. Maybe they have more support than just a regular person, but that's just the feeling that I'm getting as a regular seller. Maybe for shops it is different. If anybody does have a Facebook shop, I would definitely love to know.
Right. You see Danny May's comment.
Exactly, and that's the feeling that I got too, because I don't know if you remember, everybody was saying, I was like, oh yes, Facebook is definitely going to surpass eBay because they have the base, they have a lot more users than eBay, and then all of a sudden it's just been slowly going down, and then now at this point there's like no support or anything. All you see is a bunch of drop shippers and people selling fake stuff on there now.
Oh really? A lot of drop? Okay.
At least from what I see. I don't know how it is for everybody else, but every time I try to go on it, I just see a bunch of those, you could clearly tell that they just took the photo from either Amazon or stock website and they just put it there.
Gotcha. Okay. So we talked about that. We'll get into your niches a little bit. We'll get into the Posher VA a little bit, but like I said, the chat's kind of pretty much filled up right now. So when we get a little bit into the list perfectly, and we'll call it the crux of the matter. We won't say meat and potatoes in case Rachel's watching. We'll call it the crux of the matter. So let's get in list perfectly. You want me to do the share screen now?
Sure. Okay. Well, first, let me just explain what it is.
Yeah, let me put you on full screen.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. So List Perfectly, for one, it's a common misconception that people might have is List Perfectly is not an app. There is no app for it. It is a website, but it is a copy and paste extension for Google Chrome. I believe they actually just made it compatible for Microsoft Edge as well. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it is a copy and paste tool. It makes listing a lot easier. And for me as a part-timer, it actually saves a lot of time. Later on, or right now in a few, if you could share the screen, Adam, I'm going to show you exactly how I use List Perfectly and how cross-listing works in general. So for one, List Perfectly has 3 plans. They have the simple, business, and pro. Right, I have the pro plan, which is basically the top of the top. And this right here is the List Perfectly catalog. This is what I use to create my listings and to keep track of everything. As you can see, I have my photos, titles, SKU, price, when it was listed. And of course, these are your custom notes that you can do for whatever you want. So the way that List Perfectly works is I'm going to just list one right here. You click on the little green button right here, and then it shows you the marketplaces that say support. What you're going to want to do is just click on the ones that you do sell. Well, in this case, I'm just going to leave Facebook Marketplace out for reasons. But so you just click on the marketplaces that you sell on, and you put copy. After that, you just wait for it to process, and then it's going to open the tabs, and everything that you pre-filled into the catalog itself, it's already going to be filled into the marketplaces. So Mercari and Poshmark, about 95% of it, it's already filled because it is there's not too much to fill. On eBay, it's a little bit more, but it depends on how fast you want to go. So as you can see, all the pictures, they are already there. Everything is done. Title, description, the hashtags if you put any. So for Mercari, what you got to do is you still got to click the category that it's in. So in this case, of course, it's men's. And then it fills the rest, the size. And you see how fast that is? Then for the shipping, I have it automatically set as well. So normally all this would be 000, but on List Perfectly, you can actually put the shipping, which I'll actually show you in a bit. So after that, just do what you got to do. And sorry if my computer's a little slow. I have a lot running.
Okay, it's no problem.
Because I think, yeah. Actually, this happens with Mercari all the time. And then, of course, just click what you need. And then you're done. And then
that cross-posted to how many different platforms?
So I do 4, but of course this is a 3. So this one is just Mercari. So it opens the tab, and all the information is already filled. So that's
I think you told me that it imports it into the various programs, and you just have to go in and basically upload it, right?
Exactly. So see, Mercari's done, and then it actually tells you if it was successfully added to your List Perfectly catalog. And right now, I'm going to show you that in a bit after I'm done with this.
Okay.
So you can see Poshmark, it's all there again. Everything's right there. For this, you still have to click the category. I'm sorry?
Just interrupt for 1 second. And I heard what's nice about it is it formats the pictures as well for each particular platform, right? Saves you a lot of time.
Yeah, so I think if you take, I always take my pictures in the square mode.
In the square mode automatically? Okay, so that's a pro tip too, do square pictures.
Yeah, so I haven't had to do that myself, but I have heard that people that do use it.
Right.
So then, of course, see Poshmark, it's already done. Everything's good. For Poshmark, I always raise my price because of it's 20%. So I just raise it by $5. It's better than nothing. And then that's gonna come into account for Posher VA whenever I do. And then just list and done. You're done with Poshmark. And then as you can see for eBay, everything is there. But there are some stuff that you still have to fill in. Of course, your store category if you had any. But you see all the required ones, they are done. Sometimes you just gotta fill in one and that's it. But if you want to do the recommended ones, you can, which I normally do. But if you don't even care about those, the recommendeds are done. You could just skip that. Description's done. Your price is right there. And promote if you need. And then, shipping is there too. It's automatically good too. As you see right here, my dimensions are already there because that's what I put in List Perfectly itself.
Right.
And then you list your item. Just wait, and then you'll be good to go. And of course, it took a little longer right here because I was demonstrating, explaining it. But
what would you say your average time is to the cross post like that?
So maybe I say 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes max per for one listing on the 4 platforms, and that's if I'm not distracted, of course.
So that's less than 30 seconds per platform, guys. I mean, that's a huge time saver.
Yeah, and of course, for Mercari and Poshmark, extremely easy. For eBay, it takes me a little longer because I actually do put the recommended ones. I don't know if it helps or not, but I do it. For this, in this case, I didn't do it just to show you how fast it actually is. Now, you could close them and then just take that out, and then I put refresh, and then you're gonna see what I meant by the if it was successfully. So see now, it right here it tells you that they were recorded, and if you click on any of these, it takes you directly to the listing itself.
Wow. Okay.
And you're good to go.
Now, is there an advantage? And again, I'm talking about, it's kind of hearsay. I shouldn't speak out of school. I'm just what I'm hearing on other, live streams and videos and chats and whatnot. Is there an advantage to doing eBay first and then cross posting because of all the item specifics, or there's no advantage to that?
So, it's different for everybody. So the way that I do is I actually started on List Perfectly. I started on the catalog itself.
Okay.
So, and other people, they started on eBay and then they import all the information to the catalog, and then
that's what I've heard. But like I said, I don't use it, so I don't know.
Yeah. So it's completely different for everybody. It depends on what, however you find it easier. I find this method easier for me. So what I want to show you,
put it into the catalog, and so once you kind of like for people that are totally new to List Perfectly, what do you mean by put it in the catalog first?
So
put you back on the full screen with this Perfectly.
Yeah, so putting the catalog, you just put add listing right here, and it could be anywhere, but it's just add listing, and then this is where you actually do the listing, where you create it basically, but just for List Perfectly itself, it doesn't actually create it in the marketplaces. So there's your title. You have your own templates if you want. I have general, and of course you choose, and everything's already pre-filled for what I wanted. And mind you, this is the pro plan. The business plan, I think it only has the title, description, brand, color, and size, and then it only has the keyword pricing and the seller's note. I can't remember because I haven't been on the business plan in a while. But so right here you go, you just create your listing, whatever you want, and then after you're done, it goes to your catalog, which let me get back. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Got a lot of tabs open.
Yeah, exactly. So and then this is the catalog. This is where just everything is stored, and you see how these right here are empty. They have nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That means that they are not on any marketplaces. It's not like these were right here where I already listed them and they are on these marketplaces already.
Okay.
So that's basically the how List Perfectly is when it comes to listing and just that kind of stuff. Some things that they have integrated into List Perfectly actually, and it's been a while, and I don't know if you heard about it, is the photo room integration. Let me see if I can find it. Just as an example.
Let me interrupt you for 1 second, but I don't want to put Bobby's comment on the screen or cover everything on the screen. But
okay, yeah, that's
basically saying, does this fall off the other sites when it sells on one? And have you seen a big change in the number of sales doing this? So I guess basically he's saying, does it remove or delist it? I don't want to speak out of school. You would know better than I don't think it does. Is that correct?
So it does not. So
it does not. You have to do it manually.
There is no cross-listing service that I know of that does it automatically as soon as an item sells. I think that's extremely hard or just impossible to do. I'm not a coder, so I'm not 100% sure.
Right.
So let me see. Just as an example, I think I sold something I haven't taken down yet. Let me see.
Well, no, Adam said vendor, you have to do it manually, and the problem is it's not available on an app. You have to do it on the computer. So he doesn't have a computer when he's out thrifting or shopping. Shopify does it, but again, I was like I said, Mike. Hopefully, Mike was in the chat, but I guess he's busy. He'll probably come watch the replay. But it doesn't do Poshmark and it doesn't do Macquarie, which was kind of remove that for a lot of the resellers because a lot of resellers use Poshmark, especially the clothing.
Yeah, got it exactly.
It does it on other platforms. It automatically removes it. It'll ping the sites. I don't know what the technical term is, but it doesn't do it for Poshmark or Macquarie. So it kind of negates that, so to speak.
Yeah. So what they were talking about is like you still have to do this manually, of course. So this I just sold today, but I haven't taken it off. I have taken it off, but the thing is I haven't done it through this way. So in the normal way, you would have to delist it. Just put right here, select to mark sold if it's sold. If it didn't sell, all you're gonna want to do is just put select all and then end listing, and then I'll take it off. That's it. Okay. But of course, if it's sold, just put select to mark sold. And I think this one sold on. I think it's sold on eBay.
Okay.
I don't remember. No, Poshmark. So and then you just put mark sold, and it's gonna take. It will be ended or removed. And then there's the same process. You just wait for the tabs to open, and then automatically takes it down. The only difference right now is it's going to show an invalid ID or something like that because I already took it off manually because I was not available on my computer. I was doing it all through my phone. And so it's going to be hard to show it on my phone, actually.
Okay.
But you still can use it on your phone, but just for certain things, not for everything. And then, well, not this one, actually. So then see, it's there, but I have it inactive. So it would only removed it if it was active. And then same with eBay. It's already been removed.
Okay.
But that's basically the process that you would do to delist it. It's the exact same process. And then just refresh. And then right there, it's going to tell you that it's been marked sold and you're good to go. And normally these will be taken away if the listings were still active. I didn't take it away the usual way that I do it.
I'm gonna take this off momentarily. I want to post Crystal's comment. Okay,
of course.
I'm gonna put that up there. So Crystal says, List Perfectly says that they would need permission on each of your accounts to delist an item. You can mark it sold in your catalog, and then it will pull up the listing on each platform for you to remove manually, which is basically what you said.
Yeah, that's exactly what I showed too as well.
Right.
But the only reason it actually didn't just remove it itself like that was because I already had it inactive. So yeah, I can't. Well, let me see. I can actually probably show you. So let me just do the thing that I just listed actually.
Okay.
That will be a perfect example because I would have to relist it again anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So these shoes that you just saw me list right now, right?
Right.
So say that, and then if I just want to end it and list, select all. Sorry about that. Select all, and then just end listing. And then now it's going to actually show you a good way to the actual way that it's going to be delisted.
Okay.
Just that this one takes a little bit more longer than just copying.
Why we have it on the screen? Once you mentioned the various platforms, it was like Grailed, Poshmark. Why don't you mention the platforms?
So these are the ones that they support, but I'm not familiar with the rest, so I can't really be of help there. It's Grailed, Etsy, Tradesy, Facebook, Depop, Kittyzen, Shopify, and Instagram.
Okay.
And of course, I'm not sure how those work since I've never had to do it.
Gotcha.
Okay, so see. So this one you have to wait. But you see page not found, and it's because it's successfully ended. So it tells you that the item ID that it had recorded it got delisted.
Okay.
And same with eBay. Now you indicate it's not by itself. So that means that it was successfully ended. It is no longer active. It is gone. And then for Mercari, usually you have to wait a bit for Mercari. And I don't know why it does it with Mercari. I think this is so there you go. See, now it's no longer available, and then it's successfully ended. So that's how you delist.
Okay.
So simple as that.
Thank Crystal. I really appreciate you helping out, Crystal. It's a big help, and Crystal's making some really, really good comments. I'm going to take this off and post her comment. We're going to bring it back up.
Of course.
She's talking to Bobby and talking about cross listing, cross posting, and he just sells on eBay. He has like 4,500 items, but Bobby says he can list any item within like 3.5 minutes, which is great. I mean, Bobby's just is a machine. So maybe it's JT helping him. I don't know, but anyway. But Crystal says if you are strictly on eBay, LP or List Perfectly would only be useful to store your inventory in case your eBay listings fall off from eBay. But List Perfectly is really just a cross-posting tool. I have heard that when eBay was going through, and I call it Glitch Bay. But, I probably shouldn't say that, but eBay does have a lot of glitches, and I had heard that when a lot of these item specifics and things were screwing everything up, and all these listings were just dropping off. They were saved and List Perfectly catalog, so it saved people that with a lot of items, saved them a ton of time and effort.
Exactly, because List Perfectly is, even though it's just the catalog itself, it saves the pictures, it saves all your information. So say, sadly, if that were to happen again, all this, it's already saved here. You don't have to go back and do the research. It's all saved here. So you don't got to worry about anything if that were to happen. Same with Poshmark, Mercari, or anywhere else. If your listings just suddenly disappear,
right,
just relist it, because that's all you got. Just do that, copy, and you're good to go again. You don't have to retake pictures, find the item again, or do all the hard work to do the description or anything. It's all already saved into the catalog.
Okay, I want to just touch on a couple things again, guys. Obviously, this is kind of like a preliminary, like a overview kind of thing. List perfectly. Just want to remind you guys, always check out my description section of my videos. Real quickly, you were talking about the various plans, different plans. Just touch on that and then discuss. Like I said, I have your referral link. Tell the people what happens if they click on the referral link. How does that work?
Sure. So if you are interested in trying List Perfectly, you can use my referral link, which Adam put down in the description box. Use code ZERO, and you'll get 30% off your first month. If you have any questions, I believe you put my Instagram as well, right?
I did, yes.
Yeah, so if you have any questions, you're more than free to message me on Instagram, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible with any questions you have about List Perfectly. I'm more than happy to help. So List Perfectly has 3 plans, which is the simple, which is very basic. I believe that one is $30 a month. They have the business, which is actually their most popular plan. It is $50 or $60 a month. I got to double check on that.
Okay.
And then they have the pro plan, which is $70 a month, which is the one that I use. So backtrack, the business is $50, and then the pro plan is $70, so $69 to be more exact. The pro plan, of course, as always, you get everything that List Perfectly has to offer. They have photo room integration, Sizely integration, which is for clothing resellers. I don't use that, so I can't be of help there. But the photo room integration is what I love the most, especially when it comes to shoes. Let me see if I can show you just a quick example.
Maggie loves the photo room integration. She says that was a big improvement.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to just show you a quick example of that. So, no, this is a horrible example, actually.
Okay.
Because I already did those. Let me try these. Okay, so you see this right here, right? This picture right here. Mm-hmm. You see that right here, it still shows the photo box of what I use. You can see the background. Right. So the good thing about the photo room integration is you just put right here, remove background. If it would go. Okay, so it's already there. Sorry. So right here, you see they have photo room integration,
right?
And it has up to 1,500 available. So I already used almost 300. All you got to do is put remove background and just wait. So if you're not familiar with photo room, it is actually one of the best background removes as you can. But of course, it's not 100% perfect, as you can see right there.
But you can touch that up, right?
So that's the only thing you can't.
Oh, you
at least not on this
room.
one.
Okay.
In the app, you can't. But right here, since it's only this, sometimes it's not perfect because it believes that this is part of the picture right here.
When you say the app, when you use it on your phone, use the app. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, because of course, Photo Room has their app. But if it's something like that, you can actually
revert
it back to normal.
Okay, then you can. How would you adjust that then?
So that's the thing. I don't think you can. That's the only problem.
Okay.
So but it looks better, a little bit better than it did before. So it's still there. So let me give you a better example. Okay. This one right here, my main photo. I can still revert it back to the original.
Okay.
So you see how it is right there, right? That's the original photo.
You actually see the photo box. Yep.
Exactly. So say you remove background. And there you go. See, that one came out perfect.
That came out perfect. Yep.
There you go. So, and that's the best thing about photo room integration. So you see, I use it for these main because you can see the lining of my photo box, like you saw in this one. You can see it in all those pictures.
Right.
You can see it like that. So that's why I like it better, with all like that. And then the rest, that doesn't really matter too much. I just leave it alone. Gotcha. But you get 1,500 of these, and it's straight from the List Perfectly catalog. You don't need to go to your phone, transfer them in batch mode on the app. If the people who do have the app know what I'm talking about. But this is a lot easier because it's all in one platform and you don't have to do anything else.
When you say 1,500, what 1,500 for what time frame?
So it's 1,500 every month. So
every month. Well, that's a lot. That's a real lot.
Exactly. They actually started with 500 and then went up to 1,000, I believe, in October or November. And then when the New Year, or I think Christmas or New Year came, it went up to 1,500. So that's more than plenty for me. I know for some clothing resellers, it might not be enough because it's so many, but for me, it's perfect.
Well, like you said, a lot of times, you might have, maybe if you take 6 or 7 pictures per listing, maybe you only have to do it on 1 or 2 or 3 of the 6 or 7 pictures. So maybe you're doing a quarter of the pictures that you take.
Exactly. And you don't even,
so you're taking 6,000 pictures, you're getting 1,500 free per month.
Exactly. Yeah, and you don't even need to do all the pictures, as you can see. Like I don't need to do one for the tag or for this because it's at least good. And this for the like if it shows anything extra that you might not want, then it's definitely perfect.
Gotcha.
And then so you see when I ended a listing, it's not there anymore. So that means that the listing is no longer active on the platforms for these right here that I did.
Okay. Did you want to, while we're on the share screen, did you want to touch on the Posher VA as well?
Sure.
Guys, here's another tool that A uses that saves quite a bit of time.
Yes. So if you are not familiar with Posher VA is this right here. It is another Chrome extension. This one is $25 a month. And of course, Adam has my referral link along with my code as well in the description box. You'll get 20% off your first, I would say purchase, because they offer, I think, 2 or 3 plans. It is either month by month, 3 months, or yearly. The 20% will not work for the yearly. So it'll work for the 1 month per month, or if you get the 3 month. So for 3 months, I believe it was $75, and I used somebody else's code, and I got a $56 for 3 months. And then of course, once the 3 months are over, it's going to charge me the $75, give or take. But it's still it's 100% worth it. So I'm not 100% certain with all the tools. I'm familiar with the ones that everybody likes. So you can schedule this to share your closet. I have it scheduled for 3:30 in the morning. All these times I have it shared. You could do to your followers, to posh parties, whatever you want. And then right here, you can add, you can do the sharing speed: extremely slow, medium, fast, or custom. I do medium, and that seems to be fine. And then it tells you if you want to share your available items, which of course you do. You don't want to share your sold ones. I don't see no point in that. And you could choose if you want to reverse bottom to top or from top to bottom. And as you can see right here, showing that it's idle. It just shared right now, right before the live started. It finished sharing all my listings, and now it's just been shared. Now
let me interrupt for 1 second. Do you have to actually have your computer open and have the app open to share, or what, do it automatically even if you're not online?
So see, that's the thing. You have to have Google Chrome open, and your computer does need to stay on. Gotcha. The screen can be off, but your actual computer needs to be on. That's the only drawback.
Chrome has to be open, and gotcha. Okay.
It needs to be open, and your computer needs to be on. If your computer goes to sleep and your hard drive goes to sleep, or your window is no longer open, it will not share anything. It will not share. So that's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then right here, it gives you stats. Right here, you have a limit of 6,000 and 5,000 because it is an extension after all. And it just has this. That's really all I can say about that. And then this is another awesome feature, and this is actually why it makes it worth it and how I make most of my sales.
Okay.
Is the offer to watchers. When someone likes one of your listings, it sends an offer to the liker in whatever increments you want. So I have it for automatically. So I have it for 5 minutes after they like the listing, and my offer is for $15% off with the $5 shipping discount. So on Poshmark, if you don't know, I think the regular price is $7.45 for their shipping. But if they like it, they'll get 15% off with $5 shipping discount as 5 minutes after they like the item. Now, of course, you don't get all of them, just some.
Right.
But that's the best part of it. This is the best feature along with the sharing. But I believe this is the best feature because that's how you make sales. You make sales on offers. And that's what I love the best part about this. And let me see if I can do this. So you can choose whatever you want. You could do 20%.
So that if you have Chrome open and you have the app open and somebody likes your item, it'll automatically send them the offer.
Yeah, it'll automatically send the item because
that's a great feature.
Yeah, exactly. And you could do whatever you could put free shipping, $5 shipping, or $5.95 shipping, whatever you want. And you can put
set the parameters in advance. Okay.
Yeah, so you can set whatever you want, and then it gives you like little guides here, like what to do and what not to do. And you could do send bulk offers, but that's already integrated into the Poshmark app, so you don't really need to that. You could bulk update your prices if you want. I don't use these features, so I don't know. I have used this one before where you can do activity return. So in your little notification one, you can set the time that you want. So say from what's today? So today to 26, from 12 a.m. till 11:59. Anyone who shared your item or followed you, it'll give them a return. So if they share your item, they'll share 3 things of their closet, and they'll follow them, and vice versa.
Okay.
I don't really use this one too often because it does count towards your your shares, and sharing your own closet is actually more beneficial than sharing anybody else, from what I keep experiencing. But sharing and this offer to watchers is the best part of this, and it is the reason why I believe it's worth $25 a month. It really is.
Okay. So you and I had discussed prior, why you should invest in these reselling tools. So I guess, pretty much it's the time saving, and like I said, if you get an offer and it sells something, it's basically doing it, and you're not even doing it manually; it's doing it automatically.
Exactly, and I actually turned that notification off from Poshmark as well, because before I was like, they liked your listing, so immediately I would go and send them an offer. But as you know, most of the time people don't accept the offer. Having this, I don't have to do anything, as well as the sharing it. As you saw, I had 970 listings. Before, I had to do that with the bulk sharing that Poshmark has, but that would still take time. I think it would take me about 10-15 minutes, give or take, to share everything, maybe up to 20. And now I don't do anything. I keep listing to make more money. Great. It's definitely worth the $25.
Paying attention to me. Time is money. It pays for itself.
Exactly. It definitely
you're trying to learn that from me, Rosie, but I say all that kind of stuff all the time.
It definitely pays for
you helping
itself.
out in the chat, Rosie, and making all these great comments. Thank you. Absolutely. Okay, so that was basically List Perfectly, guys, and Posher VA. So I'm going to get into a couple more things. Ed has kind of a neat trick when he, like I said, his bread and butter, so to speak, is reselling his athletic shoes, and more like the more common brands, I guess, right? That pretty much everyone wears.
Yeah, the more, not more common, but it's the everyday brands, I would say.
The everyday brands.
Yes.
Okay, so why don't you give us like a you can't demo because you said it's kind of elaborate and kind of messy. But why don't you tell us a little bit about how you clean your shoes?
So these are the 2 tools that I use the most. This is a Ryobi drill. I got this from Home Depot, I believe, or Lowe's. I don't remember, but I got it from Lowe's or Home Depot, and this is what I use to clean the soles. Here we go. I have some shoes here.
Okay.
So this is what I use to clean the soles if it's like really dirty. I use warm soapy water. I just dip it in, go like this, and then I just let the tool do it. The soft bristle brush do the rest of the work. This is a soft bristle brush that I just got from Amazon, or I believe the flea market. It's just all it is.
So do you do this like in your bathtub, or you do it outside or garage, or how do you?
I do it outside. I have one of those chairs that has the shade. So I just have that. Cool. I put some music and I just enjoy the process. Okay. I know a lot of people don't like cleaning shoes, but I love it.
Right. Okay.
And then
kind of relaxes for you, like a no-brainer, relaxes you, and making you money.
Exactly. So and then this is a Dremel Versa.
Okay, I've never seen that before. I know the brand Dremel. Okay.
Yes, I don't think it's gonna focus, unfortunately.
That's okay.
But you can see it there. It's a Dremel Versa.
Right.
This is just a small little. They call it a bathroom tool. This is like clean your bathroom or small little things.
Okay.
But this right here, this is another soft bristle brush. It comes with this when you buy it. I believe it's like $35 or $40 on Amazon. I don't remember.
Okay.
And this I use to clean the sides. I use the same method. I warm soapy water, dip it in, and then just clean it a lot like that. And that's what I do until I get it clean enough where it looks better than before. I don't try to get it 100% clean because they are used shoes after all. They're going to expect that there's going to be dirt or grime. But the cleaner you can make it look, the better it will be, of course.
So do you use wash like old hand towels, or do you use microfiber towels, or how do you wipe everything down?
So I have some microfiber towels, but when I use the Dremel, it kind of leaves it a little bit drier. And also since I'm already outside and here in California, we get a lot of sun, they're already dry by the time I'm done.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard for us in New Jersey and Pennsylvania and Delaware and Maryland in the wintertime to do that. But
exactly. So Adam actually sent me, he wanted some help on how to clean some shoes. And I told him that. I was like, oh, why don't you just to let them dry, just put them outside. But then I forgot you guys are on the East Coast. Like he tells us, like, no, they're gonna freeze. I'm like,
Look at,
it's
look
like,
at
oh
Danny
right, I
May's
forgot.
comment.
Yeah, I
But
forgot
Joe
you guys.
freeze if I use it outside right now.
Yeah, you guys don't get sun like we do here.
That's true. That's true. We're not in Southern California.
Exactly. And another great tool or tip when it comes to cleaning shoes is a magic eraser. If it's not that dirty at all, if it's just literally like dust or a little bit of dirt, magic eraser. Dunk it in some water, squeeze that out, just rub it, and then use the towel or microfiber, whatever you use, and you're done. It works wonders.
Since you brought that up, I ask your expertise, and it's not a difficult question. I'm just curious.
Yeah,
Have you purchased like the aftermarket magic erasers, and do you feel it's, what's your opinion on that? Just like curiosity.
So I purchased a 100 pack of, I wouldn't say generic, but it was the top rated one on Amazon.
Okay,
and it works just as good.
Okay. Good.
It works just as
I know
good.
they sell them at like Dollar Tree. It used to be $1. I don't know what Dollar Tree prices are supposed to going up, but I've used them like when I have remotes. I try to list and sell remotes, and I use a little bit of that. So I was just curious because you go through quite a few. So I was curious if the aftermarkets work pretty well.
So I use the Great Value one, which is the Walmart brand, and then
Walmart brands. Yep.
And then I used Up and Up, which is the Target brand.
Okay.
They didn't work as well as I wanted, and they actually crumbled pretty. Yeah, no, those are I got from Target.
I realize that Target and Walmart, but saying you said the Amazon ones work better.
Yeah, and then the ones that I got from Amazon, they work just as good. I'll see if I could find it really quick for you, but I still have about 90 of them left.
Oh, okay, great.
Let me see if I can find it really quick for you.
Danny May doesn't like the Dollar Tree ones, but Danny May, I just used them on the remotes. I didn't want them to be too harsh, but I know they're pricey because I picked up the the magic erasers at Walmart, the Clorox brand. They're pricey, but they work very well.
They're really pricey.
So if you're going to use them on a regular basis like you do, look at the top rated ones on Amazon, and you said you'll tell us what brand they are or whatever. Or maybe you can post a link or something in the chat after it loads. Hey, Lori, thanks for joining us.
I believe it's these, but I will double check for you. Yeah, they're these right here. Actually, let me see if we can. They're called Magic Sponge Erasers.
Okay, cool.
It's a 50 pack, and you get 15. It's for $15, and they're basically 30 cents a pack. That is what I use, and they've actually been pretty good for me.
Oh, great.
So it's from the Dr. Wow store, and
very reasonable.
It's very reasonable for 50 pack.
Okay, we have company. That's a future reseller right there.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I like to try to keep it right around now. I've got a couple more things I want to talk to Ed, and Ed's doing another show. Whose channel is your show on tonight? You're doing another live stream.
So we are going to be on Adam's channel, which is Pittsburgh Picker. Normally we have it on Yinzer's Picker's channel, but he has another prior engagement.
Okay.
So we're going to be on the Pittsburgh Picker show with a reseller Chit Chat. Today's special guest is going to be Jimmy from the Dark County Picker Show. We're going to be talking reselling, YouTube, food mostly for some reason, and then just anything that has to deal with reselling or just life in general.
So that's in about an hour from now. So we're just going to talk about a few more things, guys. I definitely want to talk about the Posher VA and List Perfectly. And again, guys, some of us have opportunities to find good athletic shoes. Some of us don't. But I think it's really something you should add. I don't know if you want to probably say your toolbox. I know I got tools on my mind, but add to your portfolio, selling athletic shoes. So I think it's a great opportunity. So I was just curious. Ed is known for reselling athletic shoes. So I really want to see a little bit about how he does it. So, and again, a reminder, Ed's links are in the description of the video below. Again, his YouTube channel, his Instagram, his List Perfectly affiliate link, his Posher VA link. And again, if you have any questions about List Perfectly, he's more than happy to answer your questions. You can contact him via his Instagram. And that is in the description of the video below. So I just want to ask you a couple more questions and we'll wrap things up. I appreciate everybody in the chat and those watching the replay. Let me see what I may have missed here. We're going to get into your YouTube channel a little bit. When you're out again, you source at flea markets. Yes. So and I said I know there's opportunities if we source those so-called bread and butter athletic shoes. Can you tell us kind of like not necessarily bolos, but kind of like what we should look for when we're out sourcing and when we're looking for those type of brands, and what maybe mention a couple of brands?
Sure. So, I mean, as you know, what everybody knows is the popular ones: Nike, Adidas, Reebok. I personally avoid Adidas and Reeboks. They do not do good for me, actually. So
Okay.
maybe it's different for everybody, but for me, I have not had the greatest experience. For me, it's Asics, New Balance, Keens, Merrells. What are some other ones? Well, of course, and then, well, those are like some of the ones that I keep an eye out. Those are like good bread
Right.
and butters. They usually sell between
Okay.
35 to 40, sometimes
Okay.
30, but it depends. But if you don't know, Hoka's and OnCloud, those are great. Be on the lookout for, because those are very popular.
Okay.
I have noticed that they have been going down in value because the market is getting kind of saturated now. But Hoka's and OnClouds, those are amazing.
Lisa's a fan of hookahs. I saw somebody, I'm guys, I have health issues. I'm very careful with what's going on in the world. So I saw somebody wearing these really neat sneakers at the gym. It's like, I wonder if I should ask these guys. Oh, I resell. Can you tell me what brand of shoes? I said, nah, I better not do that. Back in the day, I would strike conversations out with people, like I said, at the supermarket, just to be nice, just to be friendly,
Exactly.
But now these days, it's like, I don't want to bother anybody. It's
Yeah,
probably saying, who's this old guy asking me about my shoes? That's kind of odd,
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, those are some good brands to keep out on. They're your everyday brands. People, they need shoes all the time, and I never realized before reselling how much shoes actually get used up pretty quick.
Oh yeah,
they really do.
A couple quick things I want to touch up on too, guys. And if you have any questions, we're going to wrap it up shortly. So if you have any questions, just put them in the chat and put a Q in front of it, if you would, please, and question marks after, so I can pick it up quickly. I know Michelle's in the chat, and Maggie as well. They'll be looking out for any questions. So anyway, a couple quick questions though for you. I wanted to ask you. You talked a little bit about Macquarie Local, and you have a video on your channel, on your YouTube channel. Why don't you just touch on it for 1 minute, a little bit about what Macquarie Local is?
Yeah, so Macquarie Local, contrary to what the title is actually not a local meetup. That's what everybody thinks it is. Macquarie Local is actually Uber comes to where you are, they pick up the item, and they deliver it to the customer for you. After that, the customer still gets the 3 days to review and rate you. But most of the time, they'll rate you immediately because they got it so quick. It's the same day unless you choose otherwise.
Right.
But Macquarie Local, you do not meet up with the person at all. Uber comes to your house and takes it to the customer or to the buyer. I actually made a video, and it's on my YouTube channel. It's just called Macquarie Local. I forgot the actual title, but it's Macquarie Local. You'll see it. It's one of my most watched videos, and it's still getting more views today.
Great.
And I suggest, if you do sell a Macquarie, to have it on. It really is great. If you might not get as many sales from it, but it's good to have that option open, especially for heavy items. I think you can have up to 75 pounds or something like that.
Okay.
They have a limit, but as long as it fits in the trunk of a car, you'll be fine. And it is awesome for those heavy items. The item that I ended up selling, that was like a Hello Kitty waffle maker, and that's sold for $100.
Wow.
And yeah, the buyer rated me that same day. After that, it was done. Easy. I think it was like 76 on my end, but it was easy. I'm not worried about the 30 days like eBay, or worried if it might get damaged in transit via shipping. It was just Uber. And yeah, if you wanted more information detail, of course, you could watch my Macquarie Local video. It actually shows my interaction with the driver, and I actually show how the whole process works as well.
Okay. Just a quick question. We're not going to get into a lot of little dribs and drabs because we're trying to keep it short. I know you got another show to do. Just out of curiosity, and most people notice off the top of their head, what do you recall as your best flip? Your most dollar, you invested $1 or $2 and you sold it for $150. Well, do you recall what your best flip is?
I do. And my best flip was actually a Yamaha ski jacket, which I sold during summer.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought it for, I wouldn't say it was for $1, but I bought it for $20, and it sold for $220 plus GSP shipping. So the buyer was close to $300 for that jacket. Of course, on my end, I only got the 220, minus the fees and everything.
Right.
But that was my best sell to date.
So that's
I'm still
GSP, for those of you who don't know, is a global shipping program through eBay.
Yeah,
so,
and
do you recall where they bought it from? What country?
So it went to Canada. So I don't know how Canada is during. Okay. I don't know how it is during the summer, but it was sold during the summer.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. Okay, I'm not going to get into all your eBay ramifications. Anybody wants to, obviously, I want you guys to subscribe to Ed's channel, and you'll learn more about his reselling business and whatnot. But why don't you just touch on a little bit on your YouTube channel and tell people if they subscribe to your channel, what they can get from watching your channel.
Sure, guys. So if you subscribe to my channel, you of course are going to be getting some reselling information. My main videos right now are sourcing videos and what sold videos. I also do my live streams on the weekends if I go sourcing to a flea market where I show my haul. And of course, if you have any questions that you were not able to ask me during this live, you're more than free to come to my weekend live and ask me questions there. Sorry. During my most common videos are what sold, and then those I just share with you what I sell, and I also show you how I pack everything. And during those packing parts, I put some fun facts in there. That way, you're not just watching me pack; you actually learn some new little funny facts that might not be even relevant to reselling, but it's just funny to know little things. And then, of course, I do my lives weekly with Mike and Adam on Mike's channel, which is Yenzer Picker. And yeah, that's and I also do informational videos with the marketplaces. Recently I did the Mercari shipping increase update video that I just released yesterday about Mercari raising their shipping prices. And if I see anything that the marketplaces are coming up with either new, they're updating something, deleting something, upping the fees, or just anything, I'll put out a video. And yeah.
Okay. Very good. So again, you'll be on Adam's the Pittsburgh Pickers channel tonight, about 9:00 tonight.
Yes, 9
just
o'clock.
a reminder, guys.
EST.
If you watched the video and you were kind of interested, you can go back to the beginning. I have about a third of the way through. We talked about List Perfectly. We talked about Posher VA, and then Ed showed how he cleans his shoes. So again, there's referral links that can save you guys some money if you want to sign up for List Perfectly or Posher VA. These are Ed's links. It helps him out. It doesn't cost you guys anything additional. You save a little bit of money if you're interested in trying those two things. So, and again, his YouTube and his Instagram are in there. So if you have questions about List Perfectly, whatever, you can contact Ed directly, message him through List Perfectly, through Instagram about List Perfectly.
Yeah, and if you want a live response, join me on my weekend lives, and I'll be able to answer you live, which is a lot better because I can answer you in real time.
Very good. Okay, guys. I always say that your time is your most valuable asset. So I want to thank Ed, obviously, for giving up his time and help educate you and myself, and show us how he runs his reselling business. And again, I want to remind you guys that I have a live stream every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully, if you're new to the channel, you'll check it out, and we'll see you back here next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for being here, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.